inside to show you all my feet. That is one of the weirdest phrases I've ever said, but as an amputee I have a lot of them. A lot of people thought that I was cutting off one foot or I was losing a foot, but now I have so many. So I'm going to show you what each foot does, what it looks like, and kind of what I use it for and why I need so many different ones. I also have 3 more feet on back order. With all COVID-19 going on, I don't really have prosthetics appointments, which is very unfortunate considering that my leg is shrinking still. My leg's actually getting uncomfortable to wear because I went down in my liner size. So just for reference, the liner is the gray thing that you put on that connects your leg to your prosthetic. And I was at a 25 circumference and now I'm at a 23 circumference, so I have the proper liner. But with that being said, my socket is too big now, so I don't really wear my leg too much because it hurts. Still wear it where I can, but alright, let's get started. So this is my adjustable heel foot. And what this is for is exactly what it says. It has an adjustable heel. If you look on the inside, right there's that little silver notch, and if you press it, you can move the pylon. It doesn't move otherwise, but it makes it nice because now I can wear maybe about a 2-inch heel or so. And I mean, I don't wear heels too often, but it's really helpful for if I'm wearing any boots. My hiking boots have a little bit of a heel on it. My combat boots, super helpful to have this because if I hadn't had this adjustable part, you have to adjust the entire pylon, which isn't hard, but this is just a convenience factor, and that's what life's all about in technology. It's all about making things more convenient. So by adjusting it, you have several different, it's not the easiest to move, several different positions. So all the way to, there's one more, all the way flat. So this is my adjustable heel foot, and I'd use it, like I said, for wearing heels, for wearing any type of shoe that has any sort of a different heel variation. My next foot is my foot that got signed by Bethany Hamilton. So at the time this was one of my only feet, and so that's why I had her sign it. This is my everyday walking foot, you can tell by how dirty it is, but I also have the toenails painted. So I did make a video about that. I just got fake toenails off of Amazon because if you paint just the normal rubber, like I'll show you on this. So there's toenails on here, but if you paint the rubber, it bleeds, and I didn't like how that looked. So by gluing fake toenails, it just looks better. So this foot has several different springs. I don't know if you can really see them. They're kind of hard to see. But there's 4 different springs, and that's for energy return. So when you're walking, you want some energy return, otherwise you're just walking on a peg leg. And so what this does is it almost feels a tiny bit springy compared to a lot of other feet. This is Freedom Innovations Renegade AT, I believe. Yes. And so it's supposed to allow you to go from a walk to a light jog. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't know if it's because my stump's not desensitized enough or just because I don't know why else, but not comfortable for me. I do a lot of stuff on it. This is my everyday foot. It's really good for walking, but I can also use it when I'm doing things like trampolining. And anyways, this is my everyday walking foot. I did order a new foot, like I said, with my prosthetist. However, with everything going on, it's gonna be a while before I get it. I ordered the Flower All Pro, which is supposed to have a better walk to jog transition, and I've heard really good things about it, so hopefully that comes in soon. Next foot is my beach foot. I use this on the beach, go figure. So what this foot is actually the Ottobock Triton. I had the option of getting a water foot, and what a water foot is basically it looks like a standard foot, except there's not a hole here, it's just flat. I didn't really care enough about having a normal looking foot, so we just took my old walking foot. This was the very first walking foot I had, and we just put a tread on the bottom of it. Kind of like a bike tread, or I don't even know what kind of tread. Just a tread. And why I like this foot is when I'm doing things like surfing or walking on the beach, it allows the sand and water to go through the foot instead of going into the foot and then starting to weigh me down. So I just feel a lot more comfortable with this. I use it when I go surfing and any sort of water sports. Just got to make sure that every time this goes into the ocean, you rinse it off really, really good with fresh water when you get out. I actually will go to those shower things at the beach and rinse it off really good as soon as I get out. And then I'll bring this into the shower with me when I take a shower at home later. There's sand everywhere. I hate the sand, but to go surfing, it's completely worth it. So this is my beach foot. This one is my favorite foot. This is my snowboarding foot. And I kind of explained this before, but if you didn't hear it, so there's a shock in the middle of it, and what happens is when you bend your knee normally, or a normal prosthetic foot, your heel comes up as you bend, whereas this one I won't be able to engage it with my hand, but if you press down into it, the shock absorbs it, leaving the heel on the ground but allowing your entire body to tilt forward. So this foot's actually really, really good for strength training as well. A lot of people use it for weightlifting and squats and things of that sort. This one's the hardest foot that I have to deal with just because I'm still trying to gain strength in my quad. And this is a lot of quad muscles. But yeah, I use it for snowboarding, but it can be used for other things. This is the Biodapt VF2 foot. It's a very expensive foot. This foot costs more than my car does, but you know, here we are. And the last foot, well, actually, second to last foot that I have. So this is my running blade. So this is a posterior mount running blade. So this is the socket, this is the part my leg goes in. It's screwed on the back, which means it's posterior. Posterior as opposed to distal. It's modeled after a cheetah. I think it's actually called the Cheetah Xtend. There's been that big thing recently about that amputee, that bilateral amputee who was cheating by having 2 fake legs, which doesn't seem like much of a disadvantage to me. But he beat all the able-bodied people because they're like, oh, it's like strapping pogo sticks to your leg. They're not meant to go forward, they go up. These are very, very difficult to learn how to use. You can't just get a running leg and go off like you used to. There's a lot of training. You have to figure out exactly what position to be in, exactly how to strike your toe. You feel like you're falling forward more than when you used to run. Otherwise, you're just going up. Posterior mounts are meant more for sprinters, whereas distal mounts are meant more for long distance runners, but you can really use either. I prefer to sprint. I feel a lot more energy return when I have high knees, hitting the ground, and then releasing. This is my road running leg because it has a tread on the bottom. However, I also, because I just told you like sprinting, have a second one. And this one I'm trying to get a new socket so I don't have to unscrew the bolts myself, but that's what I've been doing so far. So this one, if you look at the bottom, has track spikes and the track spike spin-ins. Any of you that have run track before know exactly what these are, but those who don't, you just put spikes in here and they're just little screws, and it allows you to grip the track and it propels you better. I don't really know the science behind it. I just know that that's what this is for. But as you can see, even with the spikes out, they have these little ridges right here, which you can't run on the road with these because you probably... And another thing I really like about this foot too is this is a category 3, whereas this is a category 2. And what the categories mean is based on your weight. I don't know if I've told you guys, but since my amputation, I've lost about 30 pounds. So when I first got this leg, I was pushing towards a category 2. My prosthetist like, oh, you lost so much weight so fast, you're probably just gonna get it back. No, I'm still losing weight. So I got a category 2. This one feels a lot springier to me and I just prefer it. That's on my feet. I also have, like I said, the Flower All Pro coming, and I also have, I don't remember, I think it's called the El Dorado. Whatever it is, it's a climbing foot. And basically, so here's my standard foot. Climbing foot's about this big. It looks like a baby's foot and it's hilarious. I actually have a picture when I got to try one. And what it does is it allows for smaller rock holds, and you also don't have to worry about the distribution of your foot, because when you're normally rock climbing with a standard foot, you can distribute the weight how you want. You can go up on your toes, things of that nature. Prosthetic, you don't have that option. So by having a smaller foot, it allows you to distribute the weight more evenly. It feels very weird to climb with it first, but the more you get used to it, you can really use it to your advantage. So yeah, that's all the feet I have. For all of you that thought that I lost my foot, surprise. I gained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more feet and 2 more on the way. It's been a good year so far, and I'm very grateful for the position I'm in. Yeah, it's unfortunate everything happened this way, but life goes on, I guess. That's all I have for you today. Thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Bye guys.